Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, then welcome. If you are not new here, then welcome back to my channel. And as you can probably tell from the title, I'm just rambling. There's no real plan here, there's no pre-made plan. I'm eating a Pop-Tart and I'm drinking some water because you gotta stay hydrated, so make sure you're drinking water. And yeah, just some ramblings going on here. Not really a whole lot happening. Just, yeah. So join me as I go on a little adventure, just rambling on and on, whatever. So I decided to make this because I kind of need to talk about some stuff. And there's quite a bit that I need to talk about. And it'll be all over the place because this does not have any sort of flow, directive, nothing. Let me know if you guys want me to do little podcast type sessions on my streams every now and then. Because I definitely want to get a few people on my channel to do little podcast streams. I've been thinking about it. So let me know in the comments if you guys want to see that come to reality. And, yeah. So, I guess we're just gonna ramble about. Let's see here. I don't know if anyone can relate to this. And I feel like there's probably people with really strict family members who can honestly relate to this. But I have this one particular family member who we're going to call Z. Okay, Z's a girl, and, okay, maybe not Z, because that's a bit too difficult for me. Yeah. I have this one particular family member who was my cousin, and she is born just a couple months after me. I was born in 2004, she was born in 2005. And with this particular family member, me and her get along super well whenever we hang out together. And we both have our own way of doing things. We're both our own individual person. And when we were younger, it was kind of this thing where we were always different. Then our makeup styles got a little bit blended together because we hung out with each other so much. And honestly, a lot of the makeup styles that she did at the time I really liked, and was teaching myself how to do that because it was easy makeup. It wasn't super complicated like what she does now, which I still am very envious of her makeup skills. But I'm not here to talk about the awesome things. I'm here to talk about the part that bothers me. Most of my family, especially the strict family members that I have, would always, and still even to this day occasionally, they will compare me to her. Say that she's more mature than me, even though I'm the oldest. Say all these great things praising her about all these awesome stuff that she does and that. But if I do the same thing, I don't get that praise. Or if I wear the same type of makeup, that they're like, oh my god, she looks so awesome, can't you see how mature that is, wow. But if I wear it, it's wrong for me to do. And it hurts. It does. It hurts when people compare you to someone, and it's in your family, and it's not even just friends, but it's literally you're a family member to that person that you're being compared to, and being told you're not good enough in that. And then they constantly, she does the same things that they're telling you that's not okay and you're not good enough for that, and yelling at you about it. it's perfectly fine for her to do it. Yeah. And most of the time, I don't think they realize they do it now, because it's not as often, but, like, it's definitely made me break down and cry a few times. But there's another thing that bothers me involving her. And I told her, trigger warning, before I even continue, trigger warning, there is mentions of self-harm, there is mentions of inappropriate things here, there is a few mentions here, so trigger warning, there is, like, yeah, very, very big trigger warning. Mentions of abuse. I will be as vague as I possibly can in the mentionings as to prevent triggering anyone, including the YouTube thing of being like, hey, just so you know, like, this is, you can't talk about this. It's for educational purposes, people. And also just ranting. But I'll be as vague as I possibly can. I mentioned to my cousin one night, like, we were hanging out, we got permission from her mom and my parents that she could sleep over at my house one night. And she would be picked up in the morning. So, we've already spent the night, and I'm kind of, like, I'm like, hey, can you sleep on this side of the bed? I'm gonna sleep up against the wall. And I did. Yeah. But, thing is when she left, I was texting her and she was texting me, and we both had a Discord account at this time, and we were talking to each other through it constantly. Because her mom didn't have access to the Discord, she only had access to the Messenger. So it was like, okay, we can talk to each other and not have to, like, be careful of what we say. So I could talk to you about stuff in confidence and secrets and that, and stuff that I really don't need the whole family knowing or your mom knowing. I mean, unless you want to, like, tell her because it's, like, a red flag concern, then that's fine. And here's the reason why I say that. It's because I had told her about the abuse that I was enduring from a man that I called my father. And only reason why I'm safely saying this is because there's no active trial going on, and there's no active investigation going on. And also, I'm pointing out pretty much, yeah, and, like, the person I'm talking about is public record. You can look it up. It went on to the news. It's public. It was posted on Facebook as well, so it's very, very public, despite my want for it not to be. Yeah. But, sorry, like I said, I'm eating a Pop-Tart. So, I was, if you can't tell by all of the this really isn't, like, planned. I don't plan my streams most of the time until, like, I'm setting up to do one. And I know this is a bit odd for a timing of my video, because normally I don't do them at this time, but it's the best time. I'm home alone right now. It's the best time. But, so I was sending her messages, and I was asking for her advice because I wanted to tell my mom what was happening. The problem that I had, though, was anytime that I tried to tell my mom what was happening, I shut down and couldn't go through with it. Like, I couldn't outright say nothing. I was terrified, and yeah. It's kind of like when you go on a stage in front of a bunch of people and you have to do like a talent show or a speech, and it's just like, ooh, never mind. I think I'm just gonna go sit back down now. Yeah. That was the problem I had. And I was asking for advice on how to handle it. And, like, I was going super duper in detail because occasionally my mom would take my phone and check it. Not, like, demand to or, like, do it behind my back, but if I fought her, then she demanded me to and grounded me from my phone, so she had to take it. And it wasn't like I had a password on it that my mom didn't know. I had to tell my mom of my password because that was the point in time where, like, my self-harm got really bad, and mom started taking my phone to check it to make sure, like, it wasn't because of cyberbullying or something like that. Maybe see if, like, I talked to other people about it, because I wanted to talk to her about why I was doing it, so she would go through my phone, like, see if, like, she can find out the reason why I did it and to know how to help me. And it was actually my idea, too. So, yeah. And, water. And, I figured, okay, maybe if I tell my cousin everything in chat and my mom goes through my phone. But the problem was I also didn't ever want my phone to be taken away, so I was very, very careful. And if, like, my mom wanted my phone, I had to be like, oh, I don't know where it's at, let me find it for you, and when I find it, I'll give it to you. Let me clean my room, and maybe I'll find it. Even though I knew exactly where it was. I just had it hidden, so it wasn't out in the open. And I would stupidly delete every single app that had the evidence, every single chat, every single conversation that had the evidence that my mom needed to get me proper help and not be almost arrested. Because the justice system is so messed up that, like, my mom almost got arrested multiple times for taking me down to a hospital when, like, I was being very consistent with my story of the abuse. And my mom would take me down to the hospital to try and not only get me, like, tested for, like, a kit. Yeah. And, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know. If you don't, I can't say the word, but grape. Yeah, a grape. Like the fruit grape, but without the G. There you go. And, yeah. But the hospital refused to, time and time again, because they have to have the permission of both parents, apparently. I'm not even gonna bother saying what state I'm in, but it's retarded. That's what the rules are here. So, time and time again, every time my mom would try and get me help at the hospital, they threatened to arrest her. And this happened like 3 or 4 times. I think it was more like 4, but 3 or 4. It's one of the two. So, yeah. And the thing that pisses me off is I told my cousin. My cousin told her mom. Her mom told no one. for 3 years. 3 consecutive years. 3 years later, she starts spreading rumors. And no one comes out and says anything about it. Doesn't even, like, make a call to be like, hey, I don't know if this is true or not, but here's what I've been told. Here's Liz. This might be suspected. And people were calling CPS constantly, and CPS never found anything. They never even looked into it. So, yeah, the justice system is so messed up, and it really breaks my heart being compared to people like my cousin who told her mom, and her mom said nothing, and me and my mom are the ones that stepped up for the family time and time again, and yet we're being treated like we're outcasts while they're being welcomed in as though they were always family. Which, for record, they were not always family. The only reason why they are considered family is because my cousin's dad is part of the family, and my cousin's mom was married to my cousin's dad. And yeah. But you know what? Karma does what karma does best, and we'll get their share in due time. Not my problem. Just it hurts. But anyway. How was everyone's April 1st? Because, like, April 1st was literally a week ago. A whole entire week ago. And I don't really do April Fool's pranks because I don't really have anyone I can prank, for one, and for two. I live in a travel trailer, so, like, you can't exactly prank someone in a travel trailer. So, yeah, not the funnest. And I really have a whole lot of stuff. You know. How do you guys do it? Like, do you guys do pranks? Is there any particular prank you guys have played one year that has just turned out to be so bad and not how at all you intended it to turn out? Let me know. I am using OBS Studio to actually record today's video stream. Video stream. Yeah. I don't know proper English, apparently, and I don't really care to learn it. Yeah, just some ramblings today. Really a whole lot going on today. Yeah. Okay. I know I got kind of quiet there just now, you guys. I will be right back. I'm gonna get up from the stream for a moment, and I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back stream. Yeah. So I wonder. I don't know how OBS works. I know MatPat uses OBS Studio. And it isn't always just for like live streaming, because it does allow you to like start a broadcast stream, and then it also allows you to do like just recording. So it makes me wonder. And I really don't know how to use it. Like, I know how to use the audio mixer because I'm like really good at that. The only problem is it doesn't. Reason why I prefer to use Streamlabs is because I don't have the chat already built in. I don't have that off to the side, letting me know how many people are watching, or any comments that come through, and it doesn't allow me to actually, like, I don't know. It doesn't let me add stuff to it. Yeah. So that's kind of annoying. Because, like, with Streamlabs, even if I'm recording or live, I can still, like, mess. I can still. Sorry. I had to burp. I can still mess with the audio settings. Like how I can in, ooh, I almost forgot about that. Like I can with the, OBS. Like, I can mess with the audio. Both have audio mixer. Both allow me to do, like, the sources. Streamlabs, I'm noticing I actually am probably going to be using a lot more than OBS. Because with Streamlabs, I can actually... Although, I have to admit, there is a bit more of a delay with Streamlabs than there is with OBS. So that is a bit, annoying. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. But with Streamlabs, I can actually have my chat open, and it'll show me how many viewers I have, and it'll show me like the chat, and I can still like play around with everything and change stuff. But it also has like a little box off to the side. Like, there's 2 side boxes, and then all of my stuff is right at the bottom. And I can mess around with everything even while I'm streaming, and it lets me do so. So yeah. OBS doesn't let me do that though. Or at least from what I'm noticing. And it's honestly just a bit more... I'm definitely gonna say this. If you're not used to doing live streams on YouTube, or if you aren't exactly sure what to use for them, then I strongly suggest that you use Streamlabs. I don't suggest doing OBS Studio. I really don't. It's a little more complicated because if you're not like already got like the idea of the audio mixer down, and if you aren't exactly sure of like what you're gonna be doing or how loud you need it to be, and you would still want to be able to adjust the volume even while you're streaming, then I suggest using Streamlabs, because you can. OBS, you can't. Like, I'm streaming and I can't turn down my microphone volume. I set it to max volume before the stream started to make sure you guys could really hear me. And I can't adjust that at all now. But I can adjust the desktop audio. So you guys can have desktop audio, but you can't have the mic set up any louder or any quieter. Oh wait! Oh my god, you guys, there's an option to lock. Oh, how did I not know this beforehand? Okay, well, it's okay. I take back what I just said. Like I said, I don't really know how to work this at all. OBS is so much weirder. I wonder if you could do the same on... No, you can't. Okay, that's interesting. So you cannot lock the audio on Streamlabs, but you can on OBS. Huh. Interesting, interesting. I still definitely suggest going through Streamlabs anyways, because it's just easier. And if you're like into being a VTuber, or even if you're not one, Streamlabs layout is a lot more simplified and easier for you to have like everything out all at the same time than it is for OBS. OBS is a bit more weird, because at the bottom, if you have OBS, if you look at the bottom, like, you have your controls, you have your scene transitions, you have your audio mixer, and you have your scenes. And in your controls, it's like stop streaming, start streaming, auto stop. I don't know what that does. Start recording, stop recording, start virtual camera, studio mode, settings, exit. And you have all of that in controls. And if you go above it, like, you have it one side being whatever you're streaming. For me, it's all black, because ain't nothing there. And then you have your sources on the other side, like, yeah. But you don't have a chat. And with Streamlabs, you have a chat that you can, like, choose how big you want this thing to. But you can also retract it, and it's just like OBS, kind of. But you can actually retract the sides so that you only are able to focus on, like, your scenes, your sources, and your audio mixer. And then you obviously have whatever is, like, you're streaming up top. And, it's fully adjustable. You can adjust it. And, I'll probably be doing, like, my regular streaming time on Streamlabs instead of OBS, because I'm finding I like Streamlabs more. Because if you go on your left side, you have your editor, which it's a bunch of drop-down menus. It really is. It's a bunch of drop-down menus. You can click on your recordings, you have a scene highlighter, you have the App Store drop-down menu. App Store, Home, Apps Manager. And then you can fold it back up. overlays, drop down, scene, alert box, library, widget, creator sites, and you can drop it right back up. Editor, drop down, editor, layout editor, studio mode, drop back up. And dashboard, drop down menu, dashboard home, CloudBot, alert box, settings, widgets, tip settings, multi-stream. You can even sign in and sign out of your own YouTube account and have it specifically set up for that. Oh, I did not know I had to sneeze. Oh, and I do believe that today is the solar eclipse. Isn't it? Yeah, today is the solar eclipse. I do believe. Uh-huh. Holy cow, you guys. Wow. It'll be another 20 years before a total solar eclipse will be visible. That's crazy, you guys. Make sure you guys don't look at the sun, because that'd be real bad. I wonder what time will be noticeable. Huh. Let's find out for my area, shall we? What time is the eclipse today? Oh, hey, parcel begins. Okay, I have a list of the times. Actually, people in Dallas, Texas can even see it. Okay, let's see. The total solar eclipse will emerge over the South Pacific Ocean before the shadow falls across North America, beginning in parts of Mexico. Oh, cool. Ah, dang. I forgot I have Opera, which has an ad blocker. Oops. Oh, jeez, I fixed it. Right. Okay. The path of totality we're on lookers, okay. The total solar eclipse will cross over the U.S.-Mexico border into Texas, where it will emerge over Eagle Pass at 12:10 p.m. and then peak at 1:27 p.m. In Dallas, it will become visible at 12:23 and peak at 1:40. Begins in Little Rock at 12:33. Cleveland will see the beginning of it at 1:59. And it will spread over the sky in Buffalo, New York at 2:04. The eclipse will reach northwestern Vermont, including Burlington at 2:14. Parts of New Hampshire and Maine will also follow in the path before the eclipse first reaches the Canadian mainland at 3:13 p.m. And yeah, include Washington, where the partial eclipse will start at 2:04 p.m. and peak at about 3:20 p.m. In Chicago, it will be partial eclipse at 12:51, with the peak arriving at 2:07. In Detroit, viewers will be able to enjoy near total eclipse beginning at 1:58 and peaking at 3:14. New York City will also see a substantial partial eclipse beginning at 2:10 and peaking around 3:25 p.m. Here we go. Okay, partial begins. I'll start with that for each of these places. Dallas, Texas, 12:23. Adabel, Oklahoma, 12:20. Carbondale, Illinois, 12:42. Evansville, Indiana, 12:45. Cleveland, Ohio, 1:59. Erie, Pennsylvania, 2:02 p.m. Buffalo, New York, 2:04 p.m. Burlington, Vermont, 2:14 p.m. Lancaster, New Hampshire, 2:16 p.m. Caribou, Maine, 2:22 p.m. Totality begins in Dallas, Texas at 1:40. At about Oklahoma at 1:45. Little Rock, Arkansas, 1:51 p.m. Poplar Bluff, Missouri, 1:56 p.m. Paducah, Kentucky, 2 p.m. Carbondale, Illinois, 1:59 p.m. Evansville, Indiana, 2:02 p.m. Cleveland, Ohio, 3:13 p.m. Erie, Pennsylvania, 3:16 p.m. Buffalo, New York, 3:18 p.m. Burlington, Vermont, 3:26 p.m. Lancaster, New Hampshire, 3:27 p.m. Caribou, Maine, 3:32 p.m. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Oh wow, I slept right through it. In Arizona, viewers will be able to see the eclipse beginning at 10:08 a.m. and watch the peak at 11:20 a.m. The eclipse ends at 12:35 p.m. I quite literally passed out. I was sleeping through it. Dang. Well, I guess there's always the next one in like 20 more years from now. I'm not even joking, guys. Literally, the next one is in 20 years. Blue. So be on lookout for it in 2044. But with that, I'm actually gonna end the stream here. Not because my mom's to be coming back home and I'll interrupt the stream, but because I've run out of things to ramble about. And I will most likely, I've been thinking about it, I will probably be trying to do another stream today. And hopefully you guys will be tuning on in. Because I noticed throughout the entire rambling, none of y'all have popped in. Ain't nobody here but me. How dare y'all? But anyway, so I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of your day. And don't miss the next